Have you seen the new Kamala Harris ad that has went viral on TikTok over the weekend? Well, if you haven't, I want to play it for you because when I saw it, I originally thought that it was parody, but it seems to be a legitimate ad. And these men, and I'll put men in quotations, want to tell you that real men vote for Kamala Harris. Watch this.
Man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Goodwill Hunting.
West Side Story.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
Now, I can't be the only one, but I find it highly ironic that the same party that has wanted to downgrade men and shame men simply for the act of being who God made us to be, now want to tell us what a real man is and what a real man does. Did you see any real men in that video, gentlemen? Because I didn't. Let me tell you what a real man does. A real man stands up for what he believes in. A real man is willing to die if need be, and yes, even take a bullet to the head for what he believes in. Who did that? Surely it wasn't any of these men for Kamala Harris. A real man is the definition of what Christ said in John 15:13. No greater love has a man than this, that he would lay down his life for his friends. That is what real men do. We stand up for our ideas. We stand up for those that we love. We stand up for the weak and the vulnerable who can't stand up for themselves. And the Democrat Party, who has wanted to tear apart the family and confuse children about their gender that God has given them, have no right to now tell us what a man is. I have been blessed to be surrounded by good men, men of integrity, men who sacrifice themselves so that their families can live better lives. God bless my father, who is a wonderful, beautiful example of that. That man works ridiculous hours that you wouldn't believe, just so he can provide for his family and so that his family can live better lives even than he does. That is what a real man does. A real man is willing to sacrifice everything, if need be, for the people that he loves. And to be someone who says what he means and means what he says. Who does that sound like to you between the two options? These people who made this ad are not real men. They are weak, and weak men are dangerous. Strong men are the ones who are capable of violence and capable of standing up for what they believe and are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that those ideas and those beliefs are preserved. These people don't know the first thing about masculinity. Hell, they don't even know what a woman is. They now tell you that a man can be a woman. This party wants to denigrate and shame and tear apart everything that is good about masculinity, everything that is good about the traditional family. They want to tear apart traditional values. They want to make a mockery of the scriptures. And real men know this. They know what it takes and who in this election is willing to stand up for the ideas that they believe in. And I find it funny, guys, that they couldn't find one masculine man in this ad to do this. No. In fact, what I discovered is that the most masculine looking man, the black guy who was lifting weights, is actually a bisexual porn star. Does that sound like someone that we need to be taking advice from on what a real man is? No, thank you. Get your ideas of masculinity from the scriptures, from Jesus Christ. Be willing to stand up for what is good and what is right, and stop this weak-minded bunch of communists who only want to grow government to do the things that they are afraid to do themselves. They want control. A real man is willing to relinquish control because he realizes that men must be free to make their own choices. And that is what we stand up against in this election. And so, with that in mind, if you believe in traditional values, if you believe in being a man of integrity, if you believe in standing up for your family, if you believe in standing up for America, because we are blessed to be Americans, and because we are the last greatest hope on this earth for liberty in a political sense, please do me a favor. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help me get this message out to as many men as possible. Real men who are willing to fight and even die, if need be, for the values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.